Assalamualaikum and good day. This is Ma'am Aina Panapatan, your teacher for English 1. For this session, I'm going to talk about the subject-verb agreement, which has been discussed many times, even in basic education. So this is just a form of review because I assume that you know the subject-verb agreement. Okay, so this material is adopted from Sandra Boyd. The subject-verb agreement, its idea starts from understanding the subject and then the verbs that agree with the subject, okay? In this topic, we're dealing with the agreement between the subject and verb. Paano ba yun? So let's see. A subject and its verb are the basic parts of a sentence, right? It has a singular noun subject, which calls for a singular form of the verb. Kapag singular yung noun or singular yung subject, dapat singular din yung verb. The same time, kapag plural yung subject, dapat plural din yung verb. Okay, so let's see. In these examples, we can see the singularity and plurality of the subject. In the first example, in the singular, a poet explores beauty. Now, the subject here is a poet. Okay, so it is singular. We're talking about one poet, right? The poet is someone who writes a poem or a poem. Okay, a poet explores beauty. Explores is the verb. Now, kapag singular yung noun natin or subject, which is the poet, it requires a singular verb. But ma'am, bakit may S yung verb natin, ma'am, which is singular? Okay. No, it is the rule. Kapag isa lang si subject natin, yung ating verb should have S at the end of the word. That is the case when it is in the present tense. Again, this is the case when it is in the present tense. A poet explores. Again, poet explores. Merong S yung verb. Now, kapag marami naman yung poets, magiging poets explore. Okay? It is wrong to say poets explores. No. Did you get it? Now, again, a poet explores, poets explore. The second one, theme touches, themes touch. The next one, Robert Frost, isa lang si Robert Frost, writes, kapag dalawang writer, Frost and Robinson write. Okay, so that's the very basic rule of the subject-verb agreement when in the present tense. Okay, so the next one, verbs and subject pronouns must also agree. So kanina, we're talking about the noun as the subject. Ngayon, what about kapag pronoun na? The singular pronouns include I, you, he, she, it. Okay? The plural naman, yun yung mga we, you, they. Okay. In the case of I, ma'am, sabi mo kanina, kapag singular yung subject, dapat may S sa hulihan yung verb kapag present tense. Okay. But in this case, this is a special case. Kapag I yung ginamit natin as a subject, I meaning ako, so it is understood na isa lang, di ba? We're referring to isa. So you cannot say I reads. Again, it is a special case, so it should be I read. Got it? Again, I read. Again, I read. Okay. Kapag marami naman, tayo, meaning we read. Again, we read. Now, in the second example, you have this you. You read. Even though you're just referring to one person, you cannot say you reads. No, it should be you read. At the same time, kapag marami yung tinutukoy mo na you, again, it is also you read. Okay, so yung I at si I is a special case. Kahit isa lang yung tinutukoy, though isa lang talaga yung tinutukoy mo, yung sarili mo, it's still read. Okay, there should no S at the end. Okay, in the case of you naman, even though isa lang yung mininin mo or marami, still read pa rin yun. Walang S at the end kapag sa present tense. Okay, the next one is the singular he, she, it. In this case naman, he, meaning yung isang lalaki, nagbasa or reads. He reads. Isa lang siya. She reads. It reads. So it means that in these cases, he, she, it, ifa-follow na natin yung rule na merong S sa end ng verb when it is in the present tense. Okay? Pero kapag marami naman yung tinutukoy natin, they, sila, they read. Kasi si they is a plural. Okay? I hope you understand this. Next one is, okay, let's have this example. So, the answers of this example or practice test can be seen at the end of the show or at the end of this PowerPoint presentation. Now, the first one, number 1, the sentence is, he listened or listens to the still air. Now, our subject, so in identifying the answer, you should identify also the subject first. So the subject here is he. So we're referring to just one person, right? So basically the answer is listens. Okay? And number 2, clouds. Maraming clouds. So the partner of clouds is wala ring S sa end. So the answer is clouds float. Float. Again, clouds float. It is wrong to say clouds floats. No. It should be clouds float. Clouds float. Okay? So that let's proceed to the next. Okay. Problems with locating the subject. Now, kapag naintindihan mo ano yung subject, then you can easily locate ano ba talaga yung subject sa isang sentence. But sometimes, mahirap i-identify. Okay, let's see this example. Number 1, the first example is the city in all its moods inspires poets. In this case, our subject is city. Okay, city. But others have difficulty in identifying because of the prepositional phrase na nandito. The prepositional phrase here is in all its moods. Kapag nandyan yan, prepositional phrase, you should understand first the subject para hindi mo na to siya makonsider. Okay, are we referring to the moods as a subject? The all as the subject? Or the city as the subject? Tingnan natin. You can identify naman din, mas easy siya i-identify if you also know how to locate the verb. So, what is the verb here? The only verb here is inspires. Right? So, inspires. Okay, now, the question is, ano ba yung nag-inspire? Ano ba yung nagpapa-inspire sa poets? Yung moods or yung city? Basically, it is the city. And based on the sentence, the city here is the subject. Right? So, the city must agree with the verb inspire. or inspires. Now, the question now is, city is singular or plural? It is singular. So in this case, yung verb natin is merong S. So, the answer is city inspires. Again, the city inspires. Pero kapag plural naman ang ating city or maraming city, cities inspire. Again, cities inspire. So, in here, meron ding prepositional phrase na of the Midwest. Right? So, kahit nandyan yung Midwest, again, we're talking about the cities. Okay, so you should know how to locate properly the subject by understanding first the sentence or the context of the sentence. Okay, next. Some sentences begin with here or there. Here or there is never the subject of a sentence. Okay, so yung mga here, there, hindi yan siya ang mga subject natin. Okay, for instance, we have this example, there is a great poem about Chicago. Now, there is not the sentence. The subject. Our subject here is the poem. Okay, it's not the great because great is an adjective. It is the poem because it is the noun. Now, singular siya. Yung poem natin is singular, kaya singular din yung ating ginagamit. Again, in this case, the linking verbs, ang singular linking verb is. Ang plural ng is ay are. Okay, so to more easily identify the subject, rearrange the sentence so that the subject and verb are in their usual order. So, in this example, there is a great poem about Chicago. Pwede natin siyang ma-rearrange into a great poem there is about Chicago. So, parang faulty siya na sentence, no? So, tingnan natin yung next. A great poem about Chicago is there. So, ito. This is the exact, rearrangement of the sentence para mas maintindihan natin yung example. So, instead na saying, para to correct or to, anong tawag dyan? To check. Para ma-check natin kung tama ba yung subject-verb agreement natin, then let's rearrange the sentence. So, a great poem about Chicago is there. Okay. In some interrogative sentences, a helping verb may come before the subject. So, the subject appears between the helping verb and the main verb. Okay. In this example, do these poems interest you? Okay, ang ating subject there is poems. Okay, poems, ang ating verb is do interest. Okay, now, poems marami. So, poems do interest you. Tingnan natin yung declarative sentence niya. Ito yung interrogative sentence niya and ito yung declarative sentence. These poems do interest you. Or let's just say interest you. Pwedeng tanggalin natin yung do. Okay, these poems interest you. Kapag sa question na siya, gawin siyang interrogative sentence, ito yung form niya. Do these poems interest you? Okay, bakit may do? It's because ang ating base form, ang ating verb ay naka-present tense. Kaya do yung ginamit natin kasi naka-plural din yung verb. Pero kapag naka-singular, example, interests. Example, the poem interests. So, magiging does itong do dyan. So, magiging does this poem interest you? Okay, so this transformation will be tackled in the next meetings if given the time. Okay? Kasi baka wala to sa syllabus natin. Yung transforming interrogative to declarative sentence or declarative to interrogative sentence. Kasi mahaba-haba siyang discussion. Okay, so next. Tingnan natin if naintindihan ba natin yung rules ng there at here sa paggamit ng there at here. So number 1, the sentence is there are a few clouds hanging overhead. Okay, in this case, we're referring to what is the subject there? Okay, the subject is not the clouds. It is the clouds. Pero we should also consider na merong a few here. It means nag-start sa meaning a few. Ito yung mas makonsider natin na subject, yung a few clouds. So you will take this as a whole. So ang sagot is there is a few clouds. Now, kapag wala dyan yung a few, clouds lang talaga. Okay, imagine na wala dyan yung a few, just the clouds. Ang sagot ay, there are clouds. Again, there are clouds. Again, there are clouds. Pero kung nandyan si a few, there is a few clouds. Correct? Okay, because a few clouds is taken as one entity. Okay? Kaya siya naging singular. Pero kapag pag wala dyan yung a few, magiging are yung verb natin. The next example, Paz. Paz is one person lang. So, Paz once, right? Paz once. In the next, there is the sound. The sound. Sound, singular, so there is the sound. Again, there is the sound. The next one is the collective nouns and other special subjects. It is difficult to tell whether certain special subjects are singular or plural. For example, the collective nouns follow special agreement rules. A collective noun names a group, right? The noun has a singular meaning when used to tell about a group that acts as a unit. The noun has a plural meaning when used to describe members of the group acting as individual. So, example here, audience is a collective noun. Diba? Kapag may audience, meaning maraming tao. Maraming taong nanonood. Again, audience is defined as maraming taong nanonood. So, when you take them as one unit, audience become singular. Meaning ng one unit is one group, magiging singular siya. Pero kapag yung audience, you take it as individually, meaning no individual na nanonood or isa-isang nanonood, you will take it as plural. Okay, depende yan sa context or paano ba ginamit yung audience sa sentence. So let's see. In the first example, the audience sits in silence. So, kapag mabasa natin yung sentence dito, we're referring to the audience as one group. However, in the second sentence, the audience sit on chairs and pillows, meaning yung audience daw ay nakaupo sa diba? Nakaupo sa mga chairs. Chairs, marami. Chairs and pillows. So, meaning, maraming chair, maraming nakaupo. So, in this case, the audience is taken individually. Right? So, since marami silang individuals sila, marami sila, so, this audience is taken as plural. Kaya siya naging sit. Diba? The audience sit. Correct? Dito sa taas, the audience sits. Okay? So, that is the collective noun. Yun yung mga special rules na meron ang collective noun in terms sa subject-verb agreement. Okay, meron din namang ibang special nouns din na even though may S sa end ng kanilang word, is they are taken as singular because they have singular meaning also. For instance, we have the word mumps, mathematics, right? So, in that case, they are singular. Example, mumps is painful. Mathematics is difficult, right? So, they are taken as singular. Another one is the news. The news is important to us all. However, meron din namang plural talaga siya. For instance, scissors. Even though isang scissors lang yan, isang pair ng gunting lang yan siya, isang gunting yan siya, in English, it is called scissors. Okay? Kasi, yung gunting, pag sinabi nating scissors, you are referring to yung dalawang stem niya or dalawang dalawang parts yung gunting, yung sa taas at sa baba. So, when you're referring to scissor only, it's either yung sa taas lang or sa baba ang meron ka. Pero kapag when you say scissors, meaning yung dalawa. Kaya siya naging scissors. Kaya siya nakakagunting. Right? Pero kung wala yung isa, scissor lang. Pero hindi siya nakakagunting. Okay, that's the essence. Another one is yung binoculars. Binoculars is dalawa, di ba? Dalawa siya na ginagamit mo sa mata mo. Pero kapag binocular, isa lang. Since dalawa yung ginagamit, binoculars yung tawag. Okay? So that is the case of this certain words. Okay, next. When the subject refers to an amount as a single unit, it is singular. Okay, when the subject refers to a number of individual units, it is plural. Ito yung sinasabi ko about the noun, the collective noun. Example, 50 years seems a long time. So, 50 years, you're taking it as a single unit, kaya siya naging singular. The next one, 50 years pass quickly. 50 years, meaning individual units, you counted it as one by one. Yung, example, 1 year passes quickly, naging 2 years na. 2 years pass quickly, 3 years pass quickly, hanggang naging 50 years pass quickly. So, yan yung meaning ko na individual units. Okay? The next one is yung $5. $5, you're taking it as single unit, kaya siya naging singular. $5 is the admission price. The next one is $5 are on the table. Meaning yung $5, yung limang dolyar is nandyan sa table. Okay, so they are taken as individual units. Another one is kapag yung title ng libro or work of art, they are taken as singular. Even though merong S yan sa last ng words nila. For instance, yung poem ni Denise Levertov na The Victors. Okay. Since it is a title, The Victors, ang gamitin natin it is a one poem, so it is singular. is. The Victors is a poem by Denise Levertov. Now, in the second one, yung title naman ng libro, Collected Earlier Poems, was published in 1979. Okay, singular natin si was. Ang plural ni was ay were. Okay, so the next one. Okay, here. Let's see the example. Now, number 1, binoculars offer, right? Binoculars, always yan siya plural. Kaya, binoculars offer a view of the valley. So, next one is the indefinite pronouns as subject. Indefinite pronouns. Here, an indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that does not refer to a specific person, place, or thing. Okay? Some indefinite pronouns are singular, others are plural, and when they are used as the subject, the verb must agree in number with these indefinite pronouns. Ano ba yung mga indefinite pronouns? Eto, yung mga indefinite pronouns. Yung naka-blue, yan yung singular indefinite pronoun. Yung sa green naman, yan yung plural indefinite pronoun. So, here, we have the singular, another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, and the rest of the words. And then we have the plural, both, few, many, others, several. Yan yung plural natin. Okay? So, let's see. Kapag naging subject natin yung indefinite pronouns na yan, ay tingnan natin kung singular ba or plural. Depende rin yan sa, depende yan siya if nag-follow ba siya dito sa table natin. For instance, if naging yung subject natin is everyone, so it is taken as singular. But if yung subject natin is both, it is taken as plural. So in this example, everyone, again, everyone, it is singular, so ang sagot dyan is admires. Many, it is always plural, kaya deal ang verb natin. Now, may mga instances na pwedeng maging singular or plural yung indefinite pronoun. Those indefinite pronouns na yun ay yung all, any, most, none, and some. Depende yan siya sa pagkagamit or depende yan siya sa phrase na nag-follow sa kanila. For instance, here, most of her world. So, mag-a-agree yung verb natin sa pinakamalapit na word niya. Or, mag-a-agree yung verb natin sa of phrase. Of phrase meaning ito, yung of her world. So, most of her world. So, isa lang yung world na minimin dyan. Kaya, is yung sagot. However, in here, the next sample naman, most of the poems. So, marami yung poems, kaya ang sagot natin ay are. Okay, so, yan yung pagkakaibahan ng indefinite pronouns sa mga cases niyan. It's either singular ba siya, plural, or either singular or plural na mga indefinite pronouns such as all, any, most, none, and some. Okay, so for example, number 1, gumamit tayo ng indefinite pronoun na most. So, kapag most, it's either plural or singular yung sagot dyan. So, tingnan na naman natin yung of phrase. Yung of phrase natin is si of Robert Frost's poetry. So, poetry is singular. Kaya, ang sagot natin ay deals. So, most of Robert Frost's poetry deals. Okay? However, in number 2, kapag sinabi natin marami, most of his poems, so, poems, marami, poems use. Diba? So, yan yung examples nila. Okay. We have also these compound subjects. In sense, nandyan yung nagiging compound yung subject kapag merong conjunction na and. Okay? Meaning at. At, for example, ang libro at notebook. So, let's see. Chicago, Boston, and Paris, okay, inspire. Kasi marami sila. Diba? Another one, Gwendolyn Brooks and Nikki Giovanni are, okay, right? So, marami sila. Dalawa sila. Pwede rin kapag merong both, tapos partner ni both ay si and, kaya both Brooks and Giovanni write. Okay. So, next one. Here. Okay, meron tayong special case naman dito. Sometimes and is used to join two words that are part of one unit or refer to a single person or thing. For instance, here, in this sentence, her teacher and advisor is a famous writer. Now, ma'am, dalawa yung noun natin na ginamit, si teacher and advisor. But take note, in this case, isa lang yung minimin natin na teacher and advisor. For instance, si Miss Santos. Si Miss Santos, siya yung teacher mo, at the same time, siya rin yung advisor mo. So, in this case, yan yung minimin ng sentence number 1. Her teacher and advisor is, okay, si Miss Santos yung minimin dyan. Okay, so her teacher and advisor is a famous writer. Okay, and you should also notice na yung kasunod ni is a famous writer, minimin niya is isang writer. So, ang sagot dyan is. Okay, so you should know the context. You should understand the sentence verse before applying the rules of subject-verb agreement. Next. In the next sentence naman, magkaiba to. Okay, magkaiba naman dito. So, her teacher, yung isang teacher, and her advisor, yung isang advisor, are famous writers. Okay? So, her teacher and her advisor are, okay, so dito, mali yung a famous writer dyan. Again, mali yung a famous writer. It should be famous writers. Okay, it was just adopted from Sandra Boyd, kaya hindi natin na-edit, no? So, again, her teacher and her advisor are, okay, are famous writers. Okay, her teacher and her advisor are famous writers. We're referring to two different people. Okay, in the first example, we're referring to one person only. Okay, so next one is ito. Kapag meron kang or, nor, either or neither nor na mga words. Yung or, nor, yan yung conjunction natin. Yung either, no, or, neither, nor, kapag meron ng partner, yan yung mga correlative conjunction natin. So, mag-a-agree yung verb sa pinakamalapit na noun sa kanya. For instance, the listener or the reader responds. Pinakamalapit sa kanya is si reader. Okay? Kaya responds yung answer natin. Next, pero kapag sinabi natin the listeners or the reader Sagot pa rin ay response. Pero kapag sabihin natin the listener or the readers, ang sagot dyan ay respond. In the next sentence, either music or street sounds. Sinong mas malapit kay inspire or verb? Si street sounds. So, hindi siya mag-agree kay music, kundi doon siya mag-agree sa pinakamalapit na word na sounds. Kaya siya naging inspire ang sagot. Okay, so the next, tingnan natin kung naintindihan ba yung discussion sa kanina ng mga slides. Okay, number 1, ang sagot sa number 1, Frost and Paz. So, dalawa sila. Ang sagot ay discuss. Next, let's see. Number 3. Sa number 3, tingnan natin. According to Frost, either fear or loneliness. Okay, ma'am. Yung pinakamalapit si loneliness. Tapos si loneliness may S sa last. So, ang sagot natin ay drive. No. Loneliness, even though may S yan siya, it means singular pa rin. So, loneliness drives. Si number 4, sino yung malapit? Si fiction. Ang sagot ay appeal. Okay, so next one. Ito yung mga correlative conjunction kanina na sinabi natin. There are pairs of words used to connect words or phrases in sentence. Nandyan si both, and, either or, neither nor, not only but also. Yan yung mga correlative conjunctions. Okay, so note when a compound subject is joined by and, it is a plural subject. The verb must agree with the plural subject. When a compound subject is joined by or nor, the verb must agree with the nearest part of the subject. Okay, for instance, Jamie and Sue are artists. So, dalawa sila. Kaya siya plural. Neither the twins nor Carla. Si Carla yung pinakamalapit sa verb na is. Kaya ang sagot ay is. Okay, so that's the end of our topic for today. The answer for the practice slides, nandyan lang. The next, yung kasunod na mga slides. So, thank you for listening. I hope you learned from it. And that would be all. Thank you.